It's about an estranged father, played by Patton, who's worried about his son, who has cut his father out of his life. So the dad creates a profile of Claudia to check in on the son, and then the son falls in love with the girl. A version of it happened. Yeah, I was 20. My dad and I got into a big fight, and I decided to just cut him off of social media and everything else. I got home one day. This really pretty girl had sent me a friend request online. I was very excited, and this story was born.
Well, the first thing that got me involved was the script, even before the character, the whole story, the whole structure. How are they going to pull this off? You know, I think I'm a bigger movie buff sometimes than I'm an actor. So a lot of my decisions are based on, oh, I want to see if this movie gets made. But then once I said yes, then we really started getting into the character. James gave me some research materials that we will leave classified that helped me get even further into this guy's head. But basically, it's a sustained version of panic that I think that this guy lives in, and that's what I sort of ended up falling on, and that was my fuel to the whole thing.
That was really fun getting to play with imaginary Becca because there were so many layers to her. You know, on one side of it, I'm literally his dad, right? And just finding ways to gaslight and finding ways to, manipulate a little bit. But at the same time, I'm also playing his idea of a dream girl and what those messages in his head, how he's reading those, right? And representing that. And so it was such a fun kind of mixed bag of being able to pull from so many different angles. Yeah, it was so much fun. I'm just I just ruin everything. Like I'm just coming in and yeah.
It's astounding to watch the different Beccas, and you get lost. You kind of get into James's head of, oh, this is the most awesome. Oh wait, no, that's the dad. Like, it's extraordinary. Yeah.
Thank you.
Something I feel like you did really well is you made a very clear distinction between Franklin's imaginary Becca and then the real Becca, who's this person just working at a diner who's just like, who's a completely different person than the one that my character's imagining. Mm-hmm. We've all been on our phones, just like I spend way too much of my day just buried in my phone. The last thing that any of us want to do is go to a movie theater or watch something where we're just like looking at more phone screens. It's not that fun. And so I wanted to show what it feels like when we're, on our phones and having a conversation with somebody that feels like they're really there, the timing of when people are responding and whatnot. And so I wanted to embody that and show what it really feels like. And in terms of me showing up for when Patton is imagining certain moments, how could you not when you're already playing with that puzzle in the story? It's like it just makes those moments so much more heightened and brutal because now he's having to contend with his son that he knows he's talking to as well,
This, I read this and I was like, whoa, I was just interested in it as a audience member kind of.
Yeah.
And then so just to be part of it, I usually do more kind of broad comedy, so it was fun to do a part that was like subtle but still could be funny, and just to be involved in the whole story was fun for me.
Working with these guys was like, a dream come true. This cast and my team was just amazing. It was just like all great human beings, all like people that I'm fans of. I mean, I'm fans of everyone here. I've grown up watching Patton's comedy and I'm just and Rachel's as well, and Claudia. We formed an instant connection when we met, and just being able to work with people that I now consider friends, it was a dream come true. It's such a personal story for me. I mean, it's a movie about my relationship with my dad in a lot of ways, but it's also a movie about like trying to bridge the gap between yourself and someone you have conflict with or difficulty with, and like getting past that and just like trying to see the humanity in each other and just like connect and be like, come on, like can we come back together, and I feel like that's kind of what we're all doing now culturally is like we're trying to find a way to come back together and to all be able to do that in the first in-person festival since the pandemic, and to celebrate coming together in that way. It's really beautiful, and it means the world to me.
Also, South by Southwest has an attitude toward film the same that I do, which is, let's just show this thing. I want to see what this is like. Look at the slate of movies they have just this year alone. Their main slate, their main movies that they show are the kind of stuff that is in special midnight screenings or fringe screenings and other festivals, and that's what the main meat and potatoes of South by Southwest is. They have that film buff attitude of, oh, we gotta show this. I want to see if this works. So that energy is great to be a part of.
It felt like the perfect home, honestly.
Yes.
It was the goal from the start. We
Yeah.
were just like, that would be an honor.
That's where we belong.
It's a festival that takes a lot of risks, and that's what we were trying to do with this movie, is make something that feels kind of dangerous.
It's
and
risky.
And like if it goes wrong, it goes really wrong, and we
boy.
all look really weird for making
Yeah.
it, So that was part of the fun of making it. Was like, this could go so badly. And so
There's a really tense scene in the middle of the movie with Rachel, because Rachel is sort of the voice of the sanest people in the audience, where she's like, "This is sick." And you're hoping. I hope the audience doesn't 100% agree with her, because we're about to lose. This movie will stop right here. Like, it's great that she's there to go, we realize how messed up this is. We're not unaware of how uncomfortable this is, but we at least wanted to give you guys a voice that are ready to walk out. Like, we're giving them that voice, which is great.
Mm-hmm.